Hey friends, welcome to my ePortfolio. We have reached my homepage biography, starting out as Alexandra Brenner, me, driven by a passion for equity and systemic change. I am dedicated advocate for financial wellness and resource accessibility. My journey's been shaped by lived experience, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to make a tangible impact in my community. I personally have been on this journey to a bachelor's for 7 years now. I quote Tommy Boy, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. Not me, but I did just get accepted to Siena Heights graduate program for my MBA. You can see my beautiful face right here, and it won't show it on my screen recording if I click this attachment, but here you'll find my resume, where you'll find my work history of primarily financial institutions, my education backward of an associate's from KVCC and soon to be a bachelor's from Siena Heights. I am deeply involved in the credit union industry and community development, strategic philanthropy, and more. Please feel free to explore. You'll also find my LinkedIn profile right here. Please go ahead and add me as a connection. And then we go over to Living Values Out Loud at SHU. When I came to Siena Heights University, I actually did not have any interest in the religious and um, moral side, a Dominican based learning. I actually was a little bit hesitant to come to Siena Heights for that reason as an atheist and as a member of the LGBTQ plus community, as there has been some religious trauma in my past. I am more than happy to say, though, that my experience has been nothing but acceptance, nothing but love, and living these values. And these values really do go hand in hand with my own personal values, despite any sort of religious denomination attached or not. Personally, I am a person that is committed to community service and advocacy, which align with the Dominican values of service, justice, and the respect and dignity of all people. I'm heavily networked and connected with the Disability Network of Southwest Michigan. As you see here, a group of Advians where I work, volunteering for their ADA celebration. Here I am leading a speech at the Disability Network of Southwest Michigan's volunteer appreciation event at the end of last year, where I spoke on their D word campaign. Disability is not a bad word, leading the way to make sure all folks are accepted and provided the resources that they need. Here you'll see me representing the Advia Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit that I run from Advia, where we dedicated $10,000 Advancing Lives grant to to the Bronson Health Foundation, where it went specifically to a program that helps transport folks to their appointments, making sure everyone is getting equal treatment despite any lack of resources or accessibility. Here I am at KRISA My City 2Gen program, which is a program where youth and their adult come in. They get paid to go through an 8-week course of workforce development, and myself and my talent acquisition manager, Kylie Gardner, every 6th week come in and teach a financial empowerment financial forum where we answer any and all questions relate to these folks and make sure that they have the resources they need not to just survive but also grow into thriving. A degree in the making. So, my interpersonal communications class with Professor Jennifer Ott at KVCC is actually the reason I am here at Siena Heights University. I don't know if it's because she's a great saleswoman or if she just communicated to me at the right time. I was going to Western and KVCC when I took this class. Western was really hitting my pocketbook and was going to take me another 5 years to finish my bachelor's. Jen pointed out Siena Heights University, how they take more credits from KVCC than any other institution does, and that it is much more affordable than what I was paying over at Western, and I was going to finish much quicker, which here I am doing so this semester instead of another 5 years from now. What I added as an artifact from this course is a research paper talking on technology and AI, which is something that I really look into as a tool and going to really predict the outcomes. We're going to change the outcomes of how we communicate in the future. Cultural anthropology is a course that really changed my perspective in life. I included this YouTube video here that was part of the course itself, talking about language shaping thought, and really there were multiple examples of language shaping perception. I included an example here that really touched me about in English, if someone taps a table and the vase on that table falls over and hits the floor and breaks, we're going to say that that person broke that vase. In other languages, they're going to say the vase was broken. There's no blame attached to the object, which really changes the perception of the actual event that took place. Instead of blame being placed on a person, an object just broke. I thought that was very interesting, especially talking about in maybe like criminal cases and things of the sort that way. And it really made me look at how I write and how I learn, thinking about how there's so many languages in this world. I only speak one. How can I take that as influence in my writing and communications going forward? Artifact I brought in from this class was a kinship project. If you click on it, it's going to be a family tree. My family specifically is made up of a family tree of many broken branches. Divorce is even more of a tradition than marriage is in my family, and we hang on to those broken branches. I have 3 sets of parents, one being my biological father and stepmother, the other being my biological mother and current stepfather, and then the third set being my ex-stepfather and his current wife. Just as a one brief example, there's many that go along the way. Talking about kinship in this class really talked about how history makes up who we are and how our genealogy is part of that as well. So that's why I included that artifact there. Foundations of journalism. It has been my dream since 8th grade to be a journalist. Later in life, it didn't really go that way. I also don't like the salary of entry-level journalist, but I do still have a passion for it and incorporate it into my day job. This was the one and only course I took at Western Michigan University with Professor Richard Junger, and it really did give me the basis of how to, well, truly write in Associated Press style, the different formats of writing, and much, much more. I did include 4 different artifacts from this course. If you click on this one right here, you'll see an inclusion of I think it's like 4 different articles that I actually wrote in high school that were published in the Kalamazoo Gazette as a young editorial staff. So that's a fun little tidbit there. A feature story and PR assignments, which PR assignments I actually do now as my current employer. But I included all of those because they really gave me a foundation to write journalistically. Business law. Now, this isn't going to be a traditional course for liberal arts or that we were being asked for there, but I did include it because it really aligns with the Dominican value of justice. My wife works in business law, employment law, and really looking at the ways we govern and protect our employees as well as our employers is quite a balancing act. And knowing about these laws, how they're enacted, why they are, what's a tort versus what is criminal, etc., really gives me a sense to be able to fight for justice and how to do so in an effective, systemic way. I included a couple of different case studies here. This class was it was a large quantity of assignments, but each assignment were quite small. This This course also was not published. I was not able to access everything. I had to rely on what I had saved on my computer. So therefore, I didn't have a very high quality artifact here, but I did include a couple of case studies. But again, they are limited in content. College Writing 2 Literature. I will tell you that I was not looking forward to this class. I said I'm a journalistic writer. As a reader, I mostly read nonfiction and memoirs. So I'm not a fiction, poetry, Greek mythology gal. But this course really did give me an outlook on how creative writing enhances critical thinking, analytical skills, and really went into the story of Oedipus. In this course, you'll see two of my artifacts have Tragic Hero and the Drama Exam were both Oedipus as the subject. I'd actually never read the story of Oedipus Rex or the King Oedipus, Oedipus the King, I mean. Quite an interesting one. But nonetheless, reading and writing literature really does enhance skill, quality, and thinking going forward in all of my writing and reading skills. And this course really did intrigue me and open up my eyes to that. So that is my profile. Thank you.